Liverpool fans may not want to hear the latest concerning claims regarding Marc Guehi's transfer. The exclusive clause allowing Liverpool to sign the Villa star as early as January has been revealed, along with news of the next high-profile target already lined up. Attention Reds supporters! Liverpool is reportedly considering signing a major Brighton star in 2026. Let's dive into the latest updates from one of the biggest clubs in the world. Liverpool remains keen on the possibility of signing Marc Guehi, but a recent statement from former scout Mick Brown suggests the Reds could face significant competition for the 25-year-old defender. On the final day of the transfer window, Guehi's move to the Premier League champions was blocked by Crystal Palace, who stood firm and refused to release the player. Although Guehi's future at Selhurst Park seems almost certain, with a possible exit next summer or even in the January window, his current contract expires in 2026 and is unlikely to be renewed. This means interested clubs can start planning his arrival well in advance. Among the potential suitors, besides Liverpool, are European giants such as Real Madrid and Barcelona, according to Brown in an interview with Football Insider. He emphasized that Guehi has full freedom to assess his options, and that clubs of this stature are always possibilities, particularly if the player becomes available at no cost in the next window. Brown also noted that Guehi sees Liverpool as the ideal choice. He thought Liverpool was the right place for him. He wanted to go there and win titles. I would be very surprised if he changed his mind regardless of who else is interested. According to the scout, Liverpool still holds the advantage, as there is already an implicit agreement between the club and the player. However, Brown cautions that, in football, circumstances can change rapidly, and the situation will need to be reassessed closer to the transfer date. Despite interest from clubs like Real Madrid and Barcelona, which adds external pressure, this also highlights Guehi's high market value and explains why Liverpool are so determined to sign him. The expectation is that the defender will continue to see the Reds as his most suitable destination, especially considering Arne Slot's work and the role Guehi could play in the team's future success at Anfield. The appeal of the La Liga giants is undeniable, but remaining in the Premier League may be more strategic for Guehi, allowing him to secure his place in the England squad and adapt to a competition he already knows well. Even with all this competition, indications suggest that Liverpool are still the favorites to secure Marc Guehi's signing. Bringing him in as early as January would be the perfect outcome after the disappointment of not having him available this summer, while also providing a quality reinforcement for the defense and long-term planning of the team.
According to reports, Liverpool could move to sign Aston Villa star Morgan Rogers as early as January, as the player's release clause applies exclusively to the Anfield club. Rogers has attracted attention following a successful 2024-25 season, and Aston Villa may be forced to sell their valuable asset next summer to ease financial concerns. Liverpool was undoubtedly the European club that spent the most during the last summer window, investing around $415 million in signings after winning their 20th Premier League title. Among the most expensive acquisitions were Alexander Isak, Florian Wirtz, and Ugo Ekitike, while the club recouped approximately $190 million from player sales, leaving a substantial budget for new signings. Despite an almost perfect transfer window, the Reds suffered a setback on the final day by failing to sign Crystal Palace captain Marc Guehi. An initial £35 million deal appeared likely, but Crystal Palace withdrew at the last minute, unable to find a suitable replacement. Liverpool will likely attempt to sign Guehi again in January or next summer, while also evaluating other potential targets. Tottenham Hotspur reportedly planned a bold move for Morgan Rogers, but the door remains open for Liverpool, as the transfer never came close to completion in the summer. According to the COP correspondent, Liverpool could secure Rogers next year following the sale of Harvey Elliott to Aston Villa. Elliott's contract contains a clause allowing Liverpool to meet the asking price set by Aston Villa and secure Rodgers' signature as early as January. The release clause is exclusive to Liverpool, and the player is reportedly very interested in the move, though the price is yet to be finalized. Meanwhile, Daily Mail reporter Lewis Steele downplayed the rumors linking Liverpool to Rodgers, stating that the club already has another major transfer target lined up. Morgan Rodgers was considered by Liverpool in June, but the deal was dismissed at the time. Nevertheless, the club could reconsider if the price is right. Michael Olise is also being monitored as a potential signing, seen as a long-term replacement for Mohamed Salah over the next 2 years. Although nothing is confirmed, both situations are ones to watch closely, with Liverpool keeping an eye on market opportunities and the movements of rival clubs.
Liverpool continues to focus on strengthening their defense, with Brighton defender Jan-Paul van Hecke emerging as a genuine target. According to Team Talk, clubs such as Liverpool, Tottenham, and Newcastle United could put pressure on Brighton in an attempt to sign the defender in 2026. This interest comes after a frustrating summer for the Reds, when a £35 million deal for Crystal Palace's Marc Guehi fell through, despite progress on the final day of the transfer window. Sources indicate that Liverpool are still considering returning to negotiations for Guehi in January, although Van Hecke's situation could influence that decision. Van Hecke is entering a crucial stage of his career. With only 2 years remaining on his Brighton contract, the club has been working to secure an extension, but so far without success. According to Team Talk, Albion want to keep Van Hecke, but the 25-year-old is fully aware of the opportunities emerging. The Dutch defender has shown steady development under Fabian Hürzeler, and his desire to play in the Champions League could be decisive in his choice. Albion have made initial offers to retain him, but they know the player has significant ambitions and wants to pursue opportunities in Europe's top competition. If Van Hecke becomes available, Liverpool will need to make strategic decisions. Tottenham also attempted to strengthen their defense this summer but were unsuccessful, while Newcastle United has prioritized signing a defender for 2026. Team Talk highlights that they continue to consider Van Hecke, as does Newcastle United, who also have the player on their priority list for next year. This competition highlights Van Hecke's growing reputation, attracting interest not only in England, but also from clubs on the continent. Despite this scenario, Liverpool's pursuit of Marc Guehi is still ongoing. Crystal Palace resisted a sale in the summer, but may reconsider once they find a suitable replacement. Team Talk suggests that Liverpool are confident that after Crystal Palace did not release Guehi this summer, due to the absence of a replacement, a transfer in January could happen for £10 million less than in the previous window. This shows that Liverpool are maintaining a flexible defensive strategy, evaluating whether to sign Van Hecke, return to negotiations for Guehi, or explore other options. January will therefore be a crucial moment to define the club's defensive strategy and ensure stability and competitiveness for the coming seasons. Thank you very much for watching until here. See you next time.